Hello, welcome back to Vitality Power Pilates. My name is Hope and I am so glad you were here to work out with me today. Today I'm going to be taking you through a 20-minute travel-friendly Pilates class focusing on the lower body. So if you are short on time and short on space, this is the perfect workout for you. I have no equipment. All I have is my mat, which is a soft surface. So if you're traveling and don't feel like bringing anything, maybe you lay down a towel or just on your carpet, whatever feels comfortable for you. With that being said, I know your time is valuable, especially in this busy holiday time. So we are going to forego our warm-up. We're going to get straight into our workout. So if you need a second to warm up and you do have the time, I'd like you to press pause on this video, do a little bit of warming up, stretching, breathing, you name it, whatever works for you, and then come back to this video and move your body with me. We are going to be 20 minutes in and out, feeling so good about ourselves when we are done. With that being said, let's get started. We're going to start out by taking our feet out towards the side. So our legs are a little bit further than our hips. Our toes are facing the long way on our mat and our heels are facing inward. From here, we're going to send those hands out towards the edges of our mat. We're going to lower ourselves down, lowering the arms, lifting up, squeezing those thighs, lowering down slowly, keeping the bum tucked in towards the body, towards your device, lifting those arms up and lowering down. I love about Pilates is that even though it's a lower body workout, we can still focus on that muscle while getting the full body feeling good, feeling warm, without too much space and equipment. We lower one more time and lift up. From here, feet are going to face the edge of your mat. We are going to take those arms up. This time we lower straight down, sending our bums back towards the back of our mat. Pull up. Press those arms up as we lower into that squat. Pull them down. Lowering, squeezing the backside, warming up those muscles. Your body knows it's time to move. Beautiful. Sitting deep, bum towards the ground. You have 4, 3, press up high, 1, come up tall. Beautiful. From here, we're going to turn the long way onto our mat. We're going to step forward with our left leg. We're going to send our right leg back. We're going to press the heel of the leg that's back down into the mat, slowly lowering, deepening out that stretch, lowering all the way until the heel peels off the back of the mat and your knee meets the ground. From here, I want you to get comfortable in this position. All of our weight should be in that front leg, bringing the heel a lot of pressure as we lift up, squeezing those thighs and lower down. So the front leg is doing all of the heavy load, all of the heavy lifting. We lift and lower. Hands stay on that hip for a bit more support. Driving through that heel for 5, 4, tapping the back knee down onto the mat. 3, 2, 1, lowering yourself down. From here, that leg comes back. Both legs are in that high kneeling position. We lower ourselves down, sending those arms up, coming tall into that high kneeling position, squeezing our backside and lowering, lifting up and lowering, squeezing those thighs as we lift, squeezing our bum together like you've got something really important in there and you want to keep it in. Beautiful. 2 more. Squeeze and lower. Last one. Squeeze and lower. From here, we come up. I want you to send your other leg forward, driving through that heel, getting comfortable on your mat, tucking those toes on the back leg. Right leg is feeling that weight as we lift and lower. Lift and lower. Beautiful. Driving through that heel, squeezing that glute, lifting and lowering. Connecting with our breath, connecting that mind to muscle, thinking about the booty as we lift. For 5, 4, 3, drive up through that heel. Last one, lower yourself down. Bring that leg back. From here, we're gonna come into a tabletop position. I want you to stack your shoulders over your elbows, elbows over those wrists, hips over those knees, tops of the feet down onto your mat. From here, I'm gonna start with my right leg. We extend it long, flexing through the foot and pointing through the foot. So keeping that leg lifted as we mobilize that ankle, flexing and pointing one more time. Flex, keep it pointed, little pulses. Starting to wake up our outer glute, our hips. Keeping our balance through those ribs, through those hips, through our abdomen. Squeezing the backside. Now in this position, I want you to get comfortable because we will be here for a little bit. So I want you to think about creating a nice straight table with your backside. So your head's not falling down to look at what's going on behind you. It's lifted long from the top of your head down to your tailbone. And then your hips are gonna be square to the mat. So I want you to think about the leg that's lifted, a rope pulling on that hip, keeping it square, parallel with the other leg. You have 5. Pulse it up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering it down. From here, we take the leg bent out to the side and lower. Lift and lower. Activating that outer glute, rounding out our bums. Bring it down with control. Lift with pressure. Up and down. If it's too much on those wrists, you can always take it down to your forearms, keeping everything nice and straight. You have 5, 4, 3, 2. Don't forget about those abs. Squeeze them in. This time we lower it down, we lift it up. From here, we're gonna stay high. We're gonna extend the leg long, tap and lift. Tap and lift. You have 10, 9, tap the big toe down, 8, 7, drive up through that heel, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back home, rounding out that bottom. Nice job. From here, coming into a modified child's pose. So those legs are gonna be together. I want you to walk yourself out, keeping your chest lifted off of the mat, just feeling that back side. Stretch out, deepen just a bit more. When you feel ready, I want you to press up back to that tabletop position. I'm gonna switch sides so you can see me, but we're gonna start to turn on the other leg. So I want you to send that leg back straight behind you. Left leg is now working. We're gonna point through the toes, flex through the foot. Point and flex, turning that thigh on, keeping everything in a nice straight line. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend it long, point it out. We drop the toe and lift. Drop and lift. Squeezing everything we have. Shoulders are stacked. Nice. We're not sagging through the belly like that, and we're not arching like this. That can create some back pain. So I want you to stay nice and strong through your mid-body. Lift and lower. Nice job. Breathe. Lift and lower. We hold it here for 10, 9, 8, tapping that big toe down, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting it up. From here, we drop it down to that tabletop. We open up in that fire hydrant and lowering it down. Open and lower. Open and lower. This is a great exercise to really burn out that side body, to strengthen every teeny tiny muscle in those back bits, in your bum, your hips. It opens up the hip nicely. You have 10, 9, 8, 7. Squeeze those abs together as we lift. Squeeze that bum. I want you to think about each muscle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it lifted. Extend that leg long. We tap the toe and lift. I'm going to lower down onto one forearm to help me leverage out some of the weight so my lower back doesn't pull. Feel free to take it down to those forearms. We have 8, 7, 6, squeezing that backside for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering it down, bringing that leg back, circling it down, coming back to tabletop, pressing up if you were down on your forearm like me, rocking yourself back to a beautiful child's pose, letting your head rest down, letting that heart rate, you feel it a little bit elevated. It means your body is working. It's the beauty of short workouts. You maximize your effort and you get amazing results in just 20 minutes. So good. Reaching up back into that tabletop position. I want you to walk those hands in towards the body, pressing up nice and tall, coming into that high kneeling position that we know and love. Stepping forward with one foot and then pressing up, other foot matches. From here, I want you to take a step back, meeting me back in that static lunge. We lower ourselves down. From here, same thing as before, but we're going to add a jump into it. So we're going to lift and lower. Jump through the foot and lower. We're only here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hover it down. That knee does not hit the mat. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. Lift that front heel off of the mat for 5, 4. Burning out that leg. 3, 2, and 1. Dropping the heel, pressing forward through that front leg. Other leg comes forward. We lowering it down through the back leg. So switching those legs, lowering it down. We bring in that jump. We press up and down, up and down. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Knee off of the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift that heel off, pressing through the ball of your toe, turning on that leg. You have 5, 4. You can do it. I know it burns. 3, 2, and 1. Lower the heel, come together. Hands come up above the body. We fold forward, sending some big space and love to the backside. Coming up when you feel ready, slowly taking it up. Head is the last thing to lift forward. We come again in that long stance on your mat. So coming to the side, I want you to put your feet out further than those hips, quite dramatically. Hands to the hips. We suck in our belly button towards the back of our spine. We lower to one side, lift. Keeping one side turned on this whole time. We have 10. So I want you to come down onto your thigh like you're pressing a door shut with your backside. 6, 5, squeezing that leg. 4, 3, 2. This time we lower ourselves down, we pulse it back for 10, 9, 8. So you're pushing through that heel. Nice. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming tall, we take it down to the other side, static lunge down. Coming up, pressing through that heel, sticking to one side. We have 10, 9. If it helps to keep your chest open, taking those hands behind the head, that can help you open up through the chest. Catching that breath. You're here for 6, 5, leaning into that side body. 4, 3, we pulse it out in 2. Last one, we lower, little pulses here for 10. Driving through that heel. You can do it. I believe in you. Come on. Lift, lower, lift, lower. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up tall. Beautiful. I want you to walk your feet in. I'm going to face the long way on my mat so you can see for video purposes, but you can stay where you are. I want you to bend through the knees. I want you to lift up one heel off of the mat. We pulse it down and up, down and up. You have 2, 1, stay down, little pulses. So the point of this is lifting that heel off of the mat on one side is driving, forcing your other leg to carry the load. Squeezing where your thigh and your bum meet as we pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up, switching sides. So your other leg lifts, heel off of the mat, we lower and lift. Getting comfortable with this motion. You have 2, 1, pulse it out, squeezing through that heel. On the foot that's planted down, you have 10, 9, bending through that knee, pressing through the heel. Whew, it burns, you can do it. You have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up tall, shake out those legs. Beautiful job. From here, we're gonna go into that lunge position that we love, burning out those legs. We're gonna alternate by taking one leg back, coming up, other leg back, coming up. So this is gonna keep our heart rate up and really help build on our balance, on our endurance, and our strength on both sides equaling out, driving through the heel as we push up. You have 10, 9. If you want to add a little bit more into it, you can take those arms out and down, out and down. Creating that full body feeling. We step back, back. You have 5, 4, you can do it. 3, 2, 1. Standing up, slowly bringing those hands down to our thighs, bending through the legs. We finish in a glute bridge. So I want you to walk yourself back, slowly rolling everything down onto the mat. You hang here for just a second, letting that heart rate come down, walking those heels closer to your bum, planting those arms down into the mat firmly. We lift through the mid-body. Our head, neck, and shoulders are still down onto the mat. We're driving through our heels. To emphasize this driving, I want you to lift up the toes on both feet. So your heels are the only thing down onto the mat for the legs. And I want you to actively think about pressing through those heels, ripping your mat into 2, squeezing those thighs. If you've had a bad day, I want you to really press your force out, getting out everything you have, ripping that mat into 2 like you're angry. I know it's really hard to believe because my voice just sounds super, super happy, but just try to think of how angry you can get. Maybe your sister stole your favorite pair of leggings that you were gonna wear today. You let it all out, squeezing those legs, rip that mat for 5, 4, 3, your thighs should be shaking, 2, and 1, dropping the foot down onto the mat, keeping your upper body lifted. If it sagged a little bit, I want you to really focus on lifting up through the bum. From here, we're gonna lower ourselves down, lift up. Lower ourselves down, lift up. We start to activate our core as we lower and lift, keeping everything tight. You have 2 more just like this. Last 1, we hold it at the top. I want you to walk your feet in even closer to that body, forcing you to lift up. Hands stay down onto the mat. We lift the heels off of the mat this time, and we lower them down slowly, keeping our bum off of the mat. Lift and lower, finishing here. Lift, hold it here. Bringing those thighs together, squeezing everything and pulse it. You have 10. So the thighs and the knees are touching. The heels are off of the mat. It's just the toes. You have 8. Burning out those legs. 6. Your bum is not hitting the mat. You're lifting and lowering quickly. Squeeze for 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unpeel those legs. They come apart. We lower our whole foot down onto the mat and then lower our whole body down, extending those legs long. If you have the space, I want you to take those hands up above the head, creating one big straight line with the body. And then slowly bringing yourself in, tucking the knees into the chest, hands wrap around the body. We rock side to side. So there were a lot of moving pieces there, but my legs sure feel toasty, and I hope yours do too, rocking side to side, feeling that body soak up all the work it just did. You feel yourself getting stronger with each movement, with each time you hit your mat. Coming back to neutral, coming onto your spine, rocking your knees in closer to your chest, and then extending them straight up towards the ceiling, pointing through those toes, trying to straighten out those legs. I want you to lift the head, neck, and shoulders, grabbing onto your calves, your shins, maybe your ankles. And I want you to rock forward and back. Just gently rocking on your spine if you have the comfortable mat underneath you. When you stop rocking, I want you to bring those legs down to the back of the thigh. I want you to fold your legs in, creating a 90-degree angle, rolling up to a nice seated position, bringing those legs into a crisscross. We're gonna finish here by pressing down onto our knees. I want you to think about really being present in this stretch as we open up through the hip, rolling those shoulders down, taking a second to just be with our bodies. Undoing any tension we had onto our legs, bringing them back home to center, rocking yourself into a big hug, sitting up tall. You just completed 20-minute lower body, no equipment necessary. I hope you feel how strong you are and how it's so powerful to feel your body hold that resistance without any weight or without any equipment. So with that being said, enjoy the rest of your holidays. I hope to see you on your mat again soon. If you're enjoying these workouts, I post 2 new videos every week, and I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me that you guys work out with me, and I will see you in the next workout. Bye.